what we're going to do is we are going to start talking about and continuing to talk about kindness for today. So you may go ahead and stand up, and you don't need to be in your circle. You may have a seat on the rug, finding personal space. What is this? What is this? Thank you for sharing and learning together by raising your hand. Faith, what is this?
A pail.
A pail, right? What do you do with a pail?
Put sand in it, then you put it upside down so you could kind of make a sandcastle.
Okay, so where might you use this?
At the beach.
At the beach, right? You could use this at the beach. Could you use it somewhere else?
Yeah.
Thank you, Manolo.
With dirt.
With dirt or soil? Okay. Or rocks, okay, yeah. So we use this to carry things, don't we? And what is this right here called?
A shovel.
This is called Faith. Still raising her hand to share. Juan.
A shovel.
A shovel. And how might you use the shovel? Gael?
With sand and rock or dirt.
Okay, so if I'm using it with sand or dirt or rocks, what would that look like?
You can scoop it in.
Can you tell me more about that, Gael?
You can scoop it and put it in the pedal.
So scoop.
The sand. But like really always like a scoop.
Gael.
Put it in the pedal.
In the pail. Okay. Scoop and
Drop it.
pour it out somewhere, right? So we could use this to empty something out, right? So this is a pail. What is this called? Pail. Yaritza, what is this called? Pail. And this is a shovel. Okay. And we have different uses for this. Maybe for rock, soil, maybe at the beach for sand or a sandcastle, right? So what I can do is I can take things out of the bucket, right? With the shovel. Okay. So imagine you have these two buckets here. And I'm going to show you these two faces. What kind of face emotion does this show?
Happy.
Derek?
Happy.
And this emotion shows sad. So we're going to do a little activity. And I want you to point to the emotion that shows how you would be feeling if you have this bucket and you have a lot of yummy treats in it. How would you be feeling if this bucket's full of yummy treats? That maybe your favorite kind of yummy treat that you like to eat. Would you be feeling happy or would you be feeling sad? I appreciate Jocelyn, Derek, Adrian pointing, Alessandra's pointing, Desiree's pointing. How would you be feeling, Ari? Happy, right? Yeah, my favorite treats are inside of here, right? How would you be feeling if your bucket didn't have anything in it?
Sad.
Emma, how would you be feeling? Sad, right? It's empty. Nothing's in it, right? Well, imagine this bucket over here with those yummy treats and somebody's taking them out of your bucket. Point to how you would be feeling if somebody's taking something, those yummy treats or something you really like out of your bucket. How would you be feeling then, Giancarlo? Mad, right? So this could be mad or sad, different ways of expressing that emotion. So we all have an imaginary bucket, and we're going to learn about our imaginary buckets today. And we're going to read a book that's going to help us learn about our imaginary buckets and how to be bucket fillers. Be a bucket filler. So this story we're going to read today, it's titled, Have You Filled a Bucket Today? And it's a guide to daily happiness for kids. So the author wrote this book just for kids, right? But adults can learn from this too. But the author wants you to know that you as a child, as a 5 or 6-year-old, can practice filling buckets and showing kindness. So I wanted you to listen for is how are buckets being filled? And what is this imaginary bucket? Because we all have one. Okay, make sure you're in a space where you can see and people around you can see. Have you filled a bucket today? What might that look like? All day long, everyone in the whole wide world walks around carrying an invisible bucket. You can't see it, but it's there. I can't see yours. Where is it? You have a bucket. Each member of your family has a bucket. Your grandparents, friends, and neighbors all have a bucket. Everyone carries an invisible bucket. That's a great question. Let's see if we can answer that question. Your bucket has one purpose only. Its purpose is to hold your good thoughts and good feelings about yourself. You feel very happy and good when your bucket is full, and you feel very sad and lonely when your bucket is empty. So you feel really good when your bucket is full, and you feel very sad and lonely when your bucket is empty. Other people feel the same way too. They're happy when their buckets are full, and they're sad when their buckets are empty. It's great to have a full bucket, and this is how it works. So how do we fill those buckets? You need other people to fill your buckets, and other people need to fill theirs. So how do you fill a bucket? You fill a bucket when you show love to someone, when you say or do something kind, or even when you just give somebody a smile. A bucket filler is a loving, caring person who says or does nice things that make other people feel special. When you make someone feel special, you are filling a bucket. So turn and talk real quick and tell your neighbor, what does it mean to be a bucket filler? What does it mean to be a bucket filler? Ari and Yaritzel, would you share with a group of 3 because Bella's absent? What? Okay. Would that be filling somebody's bucket? Sharing something with somebody else? Giving something to somebody else? Okay. One more stick. Giancarlo.
A bucket means care for people.
To care for people, right? So I'm going to have to be aware of that other person, right? And I'm going to have to care about them. And maybe that might mean giving them something, maybe sharing something with them. So if our bucket can be full, right, all those yummy treats, could our bucket also be empty?
Yes.
Let's see. But you can also dip into a bucket and take out some good feelings. You dip into a bucket when you make fun of someone, when you say or do mean things, or even ignore someone. That's being a bucket dipper. So we can be a bucket filler or a bucket dipper. A bully is a bucket dipper. A bucket dipper says or does mean things that make other people feel
sad.
Many people who dip have an empty bucket. They think they can fill their own buckets by dipping into somebody else's bucket, but that never works. You never fill your own bucket when you dip into somebody else's. So if I dip into somebody else's bucket, what am I doing to my own bucket? Making my bucket sad, so I'm dipping into my own bucket too. So I dip into somebody else's bucket, I'm dipping into my own bucket too. So if I fill somebody's bucket, what might I be doing to my own bucket?
Filling it up too.
Filling it up too. But guess what? When you fill someone's bucket, you fill your own bucket too. You feel good when you help others feel good. All day long, we are either filling up or dipping into each other's buckets by what we say and what we do. Try to fill a bucket and see what happens. You love your mom and dad. Why not tell them you love them? You can even tell them why. Your caring words will fill their bucket right up. So like Giancarlo said, it's about caring. Watch for smiles to light up their faces. You'll even you will feel like smiling too. A smile is a good clue that you have filled a bucket. If you practice, you'll become a great bucket filler. Just remember that everyone carries an invisible bucket. And think of what you can do or say to fill the invisible bucket. Here are some ideas for you. You could smile and say hi to the bus driver. He has a bucket too. You could invite the new kid at school to play with you. You could write a thank you note to your teacher. You could tell your grandfather that you like to spend time with them. There are many ways to fill a bucket. Bucket filling is fun and easy to do. It doesn't matter how old or young you are. It doesn't cost any money. I don't have to go buy anything, do I? No. It doesn't take much time, does it? And remember, when you fill someone else's bucket, you're filling your own bucket too. And when you're a bucket filler, you make your home, your school, and your neighborhood better places to be. Bucket filling makes everyone feel good, happy. So why not decide to be a bucket filler today and every day? Just start each day by saying to yourself, I'm going to do something to fill someone's bucket today. I'm going to do something to fill somebody's bucket today. And at the end of the day, ask yourself, did I fill a bucket today? Yes, I did. That's the life of a bucket filler, and that's you. These are about the authors. So each of you has an invisible bucket. What does that word invisible mean? Invisible bucket. Thank you for raising your hand to share and learn together. Stephanie, what does that mean, invisible?
You can't see it?
You can't see your bucket, can you? So right now, you're each carrying an invisible bucket. What we want to do today is actually make those buckets visible, okay? So it's opposite of invisible, Adrian, it's visible. So today what you're going to do is we're going to make visible buckets for each one of us in the classroom.
Oh, that's cool.
Because we want to remember to be kind to one another, to be bucket fillers each and every day, because we know that when we're bucket fillers, we feel good, happy, proud. So yeah, let's go ahead and make this list right here, because what are 4 reasons for filling buckets? 4 reasons filling buckets is good. Why do we want to fill these buckets each and every day? Why is it good to fill buckets?
Because
Why is it good to fill buckets? Ari. Okay, and when you're kind, how does that make you feel? Right? So reason number 1 is how does it make other people feel too? What about the other people you're filling the bucket for? How does it make those people feel?
happy.
Okay, so makes other people feel, Ari used the word happy. When we use that emotion, happy. Okay. Imagine somebody's filled your bucket, right? You're going to feel happy or good, right? What's another reason that bucket filling is good? Thank you for trying to help. Manolo? Okay, and so when you're kind, you're making other people feel happy, and then in turn, you're making yourself feel happy too. So it makes me feel happy too. Jocelyn, what's another reason that bucket filling is good?
You feel good about yourself.
Yeah. And if I'm feeling good about myself, your bucket's filled, my bucket's filled, how are we going to be treating each other?
Nice.
thinker right now when other people are shouting out? Are we being bucket fillers when we talk when she's talking? When she's thinking and talking and trying to share her ideas? Are we being bucket dippers? Oh, so imagine that. Let's fill buckets. I see Juan and Eliana are filling buckets. Gael's filling her bucket just by being a good listener, right? By showing her respect as being a bucket filler. Jocelyn, you want to try again? Okay, our buckets are full, right? You're being kind, I'm being kind. We're filling each other's buckets. Do you think we're going to be friends?
Yeah.
If we're filling each other's buckets, wouldn't we be friends?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd imagine that being a bucket filler helps me make
Friends.
and be a good friend, right? I'm going to be a better friend when I'm a bucket filler because I'm making that person feel good. I'm feeling good. It's a good thing. And the fourth reason that bucket filling is good. Yaritzel, Miss Christie's here. Desiree?
Because it makes other people feel good and happy.
Okay, so awesome. I'm glad you shared that. So what if somebody's not feeling good and happy?
You're being like a bucket dipper.
Okay, so if you're being a bucket dipper, somebody's feeling sad, right? But what can you do? Can you help change that emotion for that person?
Yeah, be nice to somebody else.
So you can notice and care that somebody's feeling a little sad and you can
Fix it.
you can help try to change that emotion, right? So can you help somebody when they're feeling sad by filling a bucket?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the fourth reason, is you can help others. Thank you, Giancarlo, for raising your hand. Help others when they feel sad? Sad? Okay. I didn't know what emotion you wanted to record. Okay. So there are 4 reasons that bucket filling buckets is good. Let's read them together. Number 1, makes other people feel happy, right? We're making other people feel happy. Number 2, makes me feel happy, right? And number 3, helps me make and be a good friend. So it's going to help me make and be a good friend, right? We're having fun together. We're good friends. We like to play together. Number 4, helps others when they feel sad, right? So it's going to help me. It's going to help them. And I notice and care about somebody. Oh, say that again?
It looks like empathy.
Awesome, right? When somebody's feeling sad, I'm going to be showing empathy, right? Awesome. I love that connection you made because we just talked about that several weeks ago in our other lessons, right? Empathy. Great connection, Giancarlo. So yeah, notice and care, and then show acts of kindness, which fills buckets. So today, you're going to make your bucket visible.